Raising a teenager can be one of the most difficult seasons of a parent's life. And I understand this, and even for teenagers as well, it might be one of the most difficult seasons as well because it's a time of transition where a lot of things are going on. You're finding yourself, you're moving from a child into young adulthood. There's just so much going on. Now, this is a season and a time where it's important that as parents, we're paying attention and not losing our children. And this is why I'm sharing today's video where I'll be sharing 8 tips to help you know or spot if your child, your teenager, is struggling with their mental health. Hi, ladies, how are you all doing? My name is Remy, and I am an unburdening and identity restoration specialist based in the United Kingdom. Now, one thing that I understand is that we can raise godly children regardless of what happens. And one thing that I advise my clients who have teenage children is that you need to be easy on yourself. Don't blame yourself for your child doing certain things because at the end of the day, we can only try, but it is really with the help of the Holy Spirit that these children turn out the way they should turn out. But here's the thing, with everything going on around the world right now, it's important that we pay attention to signals and signs that say to us that our children might be struggling with their mental health. Not everything that a teenager does is them just being a teenager or just being excessive. Sometimes they're going through things like bullying, peer pressure. It could also be adolescence. There's so much going on in the life of a teenager. And sometimes even the things as little as weight, being underweight or overweight, we see it as little, but these are things that can quickly lead them into depression, into different things that pushes them into doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So let's go right into it. Number one is changes in their behavior. So when you notice that your teenager is no longer being the person that you're used to seeing, I need you to pay attention. So what do I mean? For example, your teenager is not sleeping well. They're probably just up all night staring, and you find that they're very uncomfortable, pacing around, always kind of looking for something to do. I need you to begin to look into it as to what exactly is going on. Or it could be that your teenager is sleeping excessively. Morning, they're struggling to get out of bed. Afternoon, they just want to sleep. At night, before it's 8 or 9, you're finding that this child is just sleeping. Something has obviously changed, and it's important that you gently begin to investigate what's going on. Don't just start yelling, you're sleeping too much. Are you pregnant? Are you this? No, no. This is the wrong approach. I need you to be gentle because think about it. There's an adage that says to catch a monkey, you need to act like a monkey. When you're trying to get a monkey, you won't go there with a carrot. You go there with a banana, right? This is the same approach. It's a carrot stick approach. We need to be intentional and very gentle about this. Now, still on change in behavior, have you noticed that they are withdrawing from family and friends? So, when family and friends are around, when you're having family functions, they are always looking for an excuse not to be there. I've got work to do, I've got assignments to do, or I've got a headache. Is this a constant thing that is happening? If it is, you need to look into it because it could be probably someone that is around you has said something to them and now they just don't want to deal with that and they're avoiding the person. Because I've had situations where a family member is constantly saying, "Oh, you're putting on too much weight. See how fat you are." And this is beginning to affect the child. So instead of having to deal with this, the child will just rather avoid that family member. So this is something that you really need to look into. Number two is personal care. Have you noticed that your teenager is ignoring their personal care. So you notice that they don't want to take a shower again. They don't care about using deodorant. They don't care about their hair. They just think, I just want to go the way I am. It's important to pay attention to this because the teenagers normally want to look good and kind of attract some kind of attention. So if you find that your teenager doesn't care about this, especially if they used to care about it, I need you to look into it. Why do you not care about how you look anymore? Why is it that suddenly you don't even want to wear that powder that you used to like wearing anymore? Why have you suddenly stopped wearing earrings? Why is it that you don't like this kind of jeans you used to wear anymore? You're just wearing baggy jeans. Why is it that you're covering up yourself? With male and female teenagers, appearance is something that easily can help you see whether or not they are struggling with their mental health. It could be that they're feeling that their clothes are not good enough. Maybe their friends are wearing luxury items, label items, and now all of a sudden they're not comfortable wearing what they used to wear. And what you need to do is ensure that you catch them early so that they don't grow into young adults and full grown adults who feel that they need to wear certain labels or certain brands in order to add value or to be valuable. So if you notice this, please, please, please pay attention to it. Number three is physical symptoms. So if you find that your teenager is having or constantly complaining of frequent headaches, tummy aches, unexpected physical pains, I need you to look into it because I remember a time where one of the people I was working with, one of the symptoms that we saw was constant headaches. So, and that constant headache was caused by fear. So when this person saw a friend that she thought was actually bullying her, she would get so anxious, and it could be in a family function or church, and she would just begin to get constant headaches. And this was a symptom or something that helped us to really begin to, dot the lines to find out exactly what the issue was. Now, significant change in energy levels is another physical symptom I need you to ensure you're not neglecting. Is your teenager constantly tired? Is your teenager just always just on the sofa, just thinking, I can't be bothered. I just want to just sleep here? Energy levels say something to us. What is going on? Are you upset about something? Are you struggling with your schoolwork? Are you feeling overwhelmed about something? Get into conversation so that we can get it before it gets our children. Number four is isolation and avoidance. Now, do you find that your teenager is suddenly cutting off communication with their friends, their loved ones, family members? This child always used to love to be on the phone, hanging out with their friends, communicating, but suddenly they are not calling anyone. Their phone is always on, what's this thing called? Is it not available mode? When people call them, they're always declining, always giving excuses as to how they're busy. Please look into it. Or are they preferring to just spend time alone, avoiding every form of social interaction? These are signs we need to look into because it could just be that this person has been going through some things and now they want to be alone so that they can begin to harbor certain thoughts that are unhealthy. Okay, so it's important that you begin to look into this. Or is it that they feel that they are not good enough to have friends around them? It could be little things or conversations that have happened that even that child did not know had degenerated into something more. So we need to have conversations so that we're catching it early. Number five is mood swings. Do you find your teenager frequent or, extreme mood changes and just being out of character? Are they this minute happy and the next minute they're sad? Or are they this minute happy and the next minute they're angry? Are you finding that with little things they are easily triggered? Someone steps on them and they are just having an outburst. You need to pay attention to this. It's not always that your child is just being disrespectful or whatever it is that we tend to say is happening. It might be the fact that something is going on within. Because one thing you must understand is it all starts from the mind, trickles down to the feelings, and then to the behavior that we begin to see. So something has happened, and it's important that we look into it. Number six is academic and social struggles. So, do you find that your child is suddenly struggling with their schoolwork? Are the grades dropping significantly? Look into it. What is going on? Is something distracting your child? Or, you might just find that they are struggling with forming new friendships. They don't want to meet new friends. When it's that opportunity for them to interact with people again, they are struggling with this, because sometimes what it could be is, especially if the family tends to have a lot of moves, so you're moving from this place to that place, and this child has had to form new friendships every time. This could be one of the things that is causing this. And this child is just tired of making new friends, because he or she is thinking, what's the point? In a year or two, I'm going to have to change friends anyway. So I don't want to put my emotions into any friendships that I'm not going to be able to spend time in. Or it could also be that they have tried new friendships and they have had bad experiences. It's important that we look into this and find how we can actually help this child or these children into coming out of these episodes. With schoolwork, it could be that they are struggling with connecting with a particular teacher, or is the teacher's mode of teaching not something that they are understanding. You see, it's not a one size fits all. I've had different situations, different scenarios that have shown that a child is they're struggling with their mental health. But these are some signs that I have seen that have been constant reactions that helped us to see that there was a problem going on. Number seven, extreme sensitivity. Do you find that your child is extremely sensitive? They can't take a joke. Any little joke, they take it seriously. You're saying something like, you're having to be extremely careful around this child, because anything you say, you don't even know what you're going to say that is going to cause a trigger. And you find that they are just reacting intensely to criticism or setbacks. It's just extreme. Do you get what I mean? You're saying, oh, why did you pack your hair like that? Oh, what do you mean? Are you trying to say my hair is not good enough? Like, what did we say that caused that reaction? Do you get what I mean? Or it could be your son, and you're like, oh, your trousers seem different. Oh, are you trying to say what I'm wearing now doesn't look good? They just go from 0 to 100 in a minute. These are things that show that something is up. Number eight, which is my final tip I'm going to be giving you, and it's probably the most important one, is suicidal thoughts or talks. So when your child begins to say statements like, I wish I wasn't here, what would the world feel like if it didn't have me in it? I can't take this anymore. These are suicidal thoughts and talks that I need you to act upon immediately. Please don't say, what is wrong with you? You're just being this. How can you say that? I just think this child can never do that. No. I have been in that situation where I actually tried to take my own life and nobody around me knew. I was showing the signals, but they thought it was nothing. It is by the grace of God that I'm still here, but not everybody is still here. Sometimes these things actually become a reality. If you find, okay, an indication of suicidal thoughts should not be ignored, it should be taken seriously. Seek professional help immediately. Speak to someone about it immediately. Get to your child. Get speaking. What is going on? Why are you feeling like the world would be a better place without you? What is causing all of these thoughts? It's important to know that it's not limited to these 8 tips. There are so many other things. But like I said, these are things that I've found that are very, very common, very, very constant. And just to also let you know that because of what I have seen happening with teenagers daily, I am currently writing a handbook for teenagers to really help them deal with things like their personal finance, mental health, prayer, premarital sex, relationships, just to mention a few. This book is one that I have put my heart and soul into. It is one that teenagers will read and help them to answer a lot of questions. It's also a book that even you as a parent will learn from, because it will help you to really get an insight into the heart and mind of your teenager. This handbook will be coming out in September by the grace of God. So please be on the lookout, and I know and hope that it will bless you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do hope you've learned a thing or two. If this is the case, please, please, please remember to like, share, and leave a comment. I love reading from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye bye.